stream audio check. Audio check for the stream.
If the noise is too long, I'll ask them to listen to Heather. Good to go? Good morning, everyone. Today, and for those joining us via live stream, welcome to Memorial University's Marine Institute for this special announcement of Canada's Ocean Supercluster. The Marine Institute is Memorial University's portal to the sea, and so we are especially proud that you chose to host this event at our Olyrood Marine Base. As you can see by the construction happening around us, we have some exciting plans for this facility to support oceans education and research in the province and in Canada, and we'll be sharing more news on this facility with you soon. Let me start by welcoming and introducing today's speakers. The Honourable Seamus O'Regan, Minister of Natural Resources for the Government of Canada. Thank you for being with us, Minister. Ms. Susan Hunt, and Susan is the Chief Technology Officer for Canada's Ocean Supercluster. Ms. Moya Cal, I'm working down the wharf now, Moya. Yep. Ms. Moya Cal is the CEO and co-founder of Pangeo Subsea. Mr. Eric Jackson, the President of Cellular Robotics Limited, who is joining us in a pre-recorded video remarks. And my friend and colleague, Mr. Paul Brett, who is the Associate Vice President, Research and Strategic Partnerships at the Marine Institute. So welcome. I'd also like to acknowledge Mr. Ken McDonald, the Member of Parliament for the area, and Ms. Shelley Petton, Marketing and Communications. Where's Shelley? I see her way over there. With Pangeo, myself and Shelley go back a long ways, and delighted to see Shelley here today as well. And to our friends and supporter from the town. This place is a very special place, not just because of the base. We operate in Olyrood, and I can honestly say it's been one of the most positive experiences of my professional life to have worked with the town of Olyrood. I'd like to welcome Mayor Kevin Costello and one of my partners in crime, the Chief Administrative Officer, Mr. Gary Corbett. So, thank you all for being here. We also have Miss Laurie Skinner with us, who's our new Associate Vice President of Admin and Finance at the Marine Institute. And Laurie is responsible for this entire site, except she couldn't get the noise turned off, so I apologize for that. This is a great time for me as I come to the end of my term as Memorial University's Vice President responsible for the Fisheries and Marine Institute. And as also, I'm finishing up as a member of the Ocean Supercluster Board of Directors. The growth and development of our province and our country's ocean sector has been tremendous. And I'm really proud that we're moving ahead together as a community of entrepreneurs in the business sector, researchers and educators, and oceans explorers. We have to advance our ocean knowledge as a country. We have to build on our expertise and our technology. We've come a really long way, but we have much further to go. So before we begin, I'd like to respectfully acknowledge the territory in which we gather as the ancestral homelands of the Beothuk, and the island of Newfoundland as the ancestral homelands of the Mi'kmaq and Beothuk. We would also like to recognize the Inuit of Nunatuavut and Nunatsiavut, and the Innu of Nitassinan, and their ancestors as original people of Labrador. We strive for respectful relationships with all people of this province as we search for collective healing and true reconciliation and honor this beautiful land together. So let's get the announcement underway, and I'd like to ask Ms. Susan Hunt, Chief Technology Officer, if she would come forward and share remarks from Canada's Ocean Supercluster and tell us more about this exciting project. Welcome, Susan, and if you can't hear me because of the noise, Heather is translating. So, thank you. Susan.
Great, thank you, Glenn. And before I get going, just wanted to extend our sincerest appreciation and thanks to Glenn. He is an outgoing Ocean Supercluster Director. And I know, as Moya can attest, if there was one thing that the OSC board would agree on unanimously, And immediately would be the amount of engagement, the amount of involvement, the amount of effort that is required to be served on the OSC board. So on behalf of Kendra McDonald, who unfortunately can't be here today in person, and all the OSC staff, as an outgoing director, we really appreciate it, and all your insight and your advice. We will miss you. Thank you very much. So my name is Susan Hunt. I'm Chief Technology Officer of Canada's Ocean Supercluster, and it is my great pleasure to be with you here today with our special guests, and of course, everyone who is joining us virtually. I hope you all have sunscreen on. We are going to need it today. And we have the marine sound effects. It feels like the real deal, the first time in a long time. And it's delightful to have an in-person announcement with everybody, not everybody with a capital E yet, but getting close to an everybody. So that's very exciting, and welcoming you all here. The Canada's Ocean Supercluster was announced just over 3 years ago. It seems like it has gone in a flash, with a business mandate to do business differently in oceans. And it has certainly been a very interesting 3 years. We embarked on this journey to grow the ocean economy in a digital, sustainable, and inclusive way. And while we all know that real transformation takes time, we are seeing incredible momentum and benefits coming as a result of the progress that we have achieved to date. The announcement of this new project will contribute to that momentum by accelerating the development and the commercialization of an exciting Made in Canada solution through a coast-to-coast collaboration that ultimately will deliver products that we will sell to the world. Increasingly, the world has turned its attention to the opportunities in ocean, and the work that we are doing puts us right here to deliver the innovation, solutions, and opportunities for Canadian companies, all while advancing Canada's position as a global leader. By 2030, the global ocean economy will outpace the growth of the broader economy by 20%. It will grow to a value of $3 trillion US. And we are excited to be at the heart of what that opportunity means for our country, together with more than 415 members across Canada, who not only kept things moving during the pandemic, but really kicked things into high gear. And our announcement today and who is being announced is certainly a reflection of that. With 56 projects approved today, with a total project value of $290 million, the Ocean Supercluster is developing over 100 products, services, and processes, building partnerships across ocean sectors and across the country that have never been established before, creating thousands of jobs, and delivering solutions that will not only support ocean productivity, but also ocean health, helping Canada meet its climate change targets on the path to net zero. Our oceans and our people are where some of the greatest opportunity for economic recovery and long-term growth exist. And I think we are all pretty excited to be part of that journey. I'd now like to invite MP Ken McDonald to provide remarks.
Thank you, Susan, and big welcome to not just the riding of Avalon, but to the town of Holyrood, to everyone. I'm always excited to come to Holyrood, especially when there's an announcement of any sort. And Glenn, you mentioned the noise alongside of us. I don't think we should ever try and shut that off, because that noise is progress. And if you want to see progress happening, it's here in Holyrood, regardless of whether it's here at the facility here or other places in Holyrood. They've done something, I think, in this town that bigger towns and cities haven't been able to accomplish. And it's because of not just the leadership around the council table, but the leadership of the management team here in Holyrood. And they've done fantastic. And I'm delighted to be back here today. And as we spoke earlier, Glenn, we talked about ACOA and the involvement in this whole facility that they've had. And I think my first announcement here after I got elected in 2015 was the marginal wharf. I think some $8 million or something for that. So, and it's been onward and upward ever since. And this building is going to be a gem in the crown of Holyrood, definitely, when it's finished and in operation. So now, how do you introduce somebody like Minister O'Regan? You know, a TV personality that can certainly introduce himself without any great effort. But I have to say that there's 6 of us as Liberals who sit in caucus, but as the Newfoundland Caucus, we rely heavily on Seamus as the minister, and boy, has he delivered, and has he listened to it at times too around the table. We may not be out on the open line shows lambasting one another or lambasting our minister or any other minister, but Seamus puts the fight forward, and if it were not for him and and I truly believe his connection and closeness to the Prime Minister that has done Newfoundland so well over the last almost 6 years. So, Minister, if you would please come and bring greetings and let us know this wonderful announcement again here in the town of Holyrood, which I've come to love very much. Thank you.
If there was a fly on the wall for our caucus meetings, one of the first things I did when I became minister, because as many of you know, Newfoundland and Labrador has a history of members of Parliament being sent to Ottawa, spending more time talking about one another than talking about the issues, if you ask me. I'd set up a chat group only for us MPs so we could talk to one another all the time about the issues and where we are and what we're doing. And that is when I started moving my phone downstairs and not in my bedroom, because it's going all the time. Ken is a huge advocate for what's going on here in Holyrood. I think Glenn knows that perhaps better than most, and certainly the people here in Holyrood do. So you're quite right. I won't silence this any more than I would silence the crowd that we had yesterday at the airport when we announced $11.7 million for the airport, just to begin to dig out, right, of the amount of debt and lost revenue that they've occurred over COVID, because the airport's busy again. The Holiday Inn bus alone came up 3 times in the middle of my speech. Well, I know, I mean, it's not that far a drive, agreed. But you know, people hugging behind us, business people back and forth again. This, I mean, I can't wait. I don't know what capacity I may or may not be in, Glenn, but I'll be here for this ribbon cutting. This is the future. It's no question. Anyway, it is good to be here in Holyrood. And again, to respectfully acknowledge the lands of which we stand are the ancestral homelands of the Beothuk. And I'm happy to be here on behalf of our friend too, Francois-Philippe Champagne, the Minister of Innovation, Science and Industry. He's a guy who certainly gets his place, I got to tell you, and somebody who we love having here in the province. And it's just good to see you all here in person and in 3 dimensions. It's just marvelous. I don't know what happened to those poor people who would come up and spray the mic between speakers. Are they all right? Out of a job? That's a retraining. God, we got to work on that. Listen, I've said it before, I'll say it again. We're here because we're leading the world of vaccinations. First doses, second doses, no matter how you cut it, G7, G20, Canada is leading the way. And this is what happens when you stay focused on what matters. We are here in perhaps the safest place on the planet. And that is because I think of excellent public health leadership in this province. But it's because of all of us. It's because of everything that we do individually. Every time you went back to the car because you got to the front door Shoppers and you realized you left your mask in the car and you went back cursing and swearing and got the mask, thank you. That all added up because here we are. It's our belief in science, and I believe it's our belief and our compassion and empathy for one another that has done this. This is, I think, a significant victory, not just for Canada, but for Newfoundland and Labrador. So if you haven't had your first dose, get your second dose. Janice is opening up walk-in clinics. I love how I can just say Janice and everybody nods their head, right? She's like Madonna now. She only need Cher. You just need one name, Janice. People, yes. It's been a long year and a half, and we're getting out of it. And now we can start talking about great announcements like these announcements for the Ocean Supercluster. Look, it's not lost on anyone here that the ocean and the richness of our ocean, and then the richness underneath our oceans, is why we're here. That's why we came here. It's why our ancestors came here. It's what keeps us here. It is the richness of our waters. It is the richness of what we find underneath it. And from the fisheries to offshore oil and gas, it has been a source of good jobs. Jobs support families and build communities, and it has allowed us to prosper. And through the cod moratorium of 1992, it saw us through the richness of our ocean, the richness of what was underneath and is underneath our ocean. So now I think the ocean supercluster is taking this to the next level. And what we saw right from the beginning, Glenn, I think of how many times we talked about this at the Marine Institute, industries talking to one another in this province for the first time about what we're doing in the ocean. And not only, you know, the offshore, talking to aquaculture, talking to the fishery, talking to technology, but within those sectors talking to one another. And I remember when we were at the Marine Institute announcing that we made the short list for superclusters in this country, because it was a team effort here, right, Ken? It was all of us. We realized we were already winners for the amount of work that we had done in speaking and talking to one another, even if we didn't get a supercluster, but we did. And by God, are we making the most of it. So thank you, Kendra, I know who couldn't be here, but Susan, your team, Nancy, everybody, what a dedicated crew that keeps us working together and thinking of the bigger picture and thinking of where we can go. You've brought together businesses, big and small. You've brought together academia and the research community and construction. I didn't forget you. Thank you for the cue. People with the expertise that we need to bring benefits to the lives of residents of our communities and our province, but to think big and grow and to draw more people here. Future Newfoundlanders and Labradorians who have yet to come to these shores. They will come for work like this, real projects with real impact and real jobs for people. 36 projects so far coming from the Ocean Supercluster. And so today we're going to add one more to that list. Today I am announcing $2 million in federal funding for an innovative project being undertaken by Pangeo Subsea in St. John's. Pangeo is partnering with Burnaby, BC's cellular robotics to equip Pangeo's seabed sensor with robotic technology, and they're working with the Marine Institute to do that. And the result is an ocean floor crawler that will acquire 3D high-resolution acoustic data. It makes things more cost-effective, and it will be safer for operators. This is amazing stuff. This is science fiction stuff. It's like The Abyss, but with a happier ending. It opens up significant opportunities in the US market, as well as potential clients as far as Japan and in Asia Pacific. And I look at Moya because I just think it is people like Moya, and I know Glenn and Carl Kenny who think big, who want us here to prosper here at home, but to think big, to think pivotal on our road to net zero by 2050. Why? And this is the application I'm most excited about. And this is what we're going to see more of. I mean, I was on Open Line this morning. How did you start your morning? I was on Open Line this morning. Some asked me, you know, what is the future? And where do you see things going, particularly in light of the IPCC report, the UN report, climate change, and what we are seeing all over the world? We will grow and adapt, as we always have. We have learned so much from our offshore. And the technologies that we've learned there, we will now adapt to things like offshore wind. We see so much growth in this. As Moya was explaining to myself and Minister Ng, the Minister for Small Business and International Trade, just last week, it's technologies like this that will allow us to look at the subsea bed and allow for the best possible placement of offshore wind turbines. I think that's fair to say, right? Yeah, in a nutshell. And as these offshore wind turbines get bigger and their bases get bigger, we're going to need to be able to have more depth and more width in our 3D imaging of the subsea bed in order to build those offshore wind turbines. I'm very excited about the possibilities of offshore wind. And just as I said, as Newfoundlanders and Labradorians have adapted before, we will adapt again. We will adapt again. And our workforce will adapt again because we're really good at this stuff. And as so many workers have told me, Seamus, boy, we're ready to tool up. We just need to know what we're tooling up to. We just need to know what the next projects are. And they are ahead of us. We have incredibly bright days ahead of us. And the Ocean Supercluster, by allowing academia to work together with government to work and to be led by private sector opportunity. That's how we got to start thinking as a province. That's how we prosper. This is really exciting. Thank you very much.
Oh, it feels great to feel a half-decent clap. Thank you, Minister O'Regan, for your continued support and commitment to the Ocean Supercluster and the incredible work of our members. You've been there with us from the start all the way through. We really appreciate it. The GeoScan project will deliver an innovative solution to de-risk offshore wind, oil, and gas and other offshore installations by implementing wider scanning functions in underwater robotic systems. Led by Newfoundland and Labrador's own Pangeo Subsea Inc., with BC-based partner Cellular Robotics and the Marine Institute of Memorial University of Newfoundland and Labrador, the GeoScan project team will deliver a game-changing innovation that will provide a 3D interpretation of the subseabed geology with enhanced resolution and increasing the global competitiveness of Canadian companies within the offshore renewable energy sector. Ultimately, this technology will lead to less personnel offshore, faster data collection, and improved efficiencies will support Canada's journey to net zero while advancing Canada's leadership in the global blue economy. It is now my pleasure to welcome Moya Cao, CEO of Pangeo Subsea, to the podium to provide us with further details.
Thank you very much, Susan. And I've been busy this morning being innovative. My folder broke, and so I was coming in with two halves, and so I said that we need a solution here. So I dropped over to our support team over here, and there's nothing better than duct tape to help you through the day. Thank you very much. It's certainly a great pleasure to be here. Thank you, Minister. Your words hit strong. In order to be truly successful here in Newfoundland and Labrador, we have to believe in being big. Go big or go home. That's what I think. And certainly our folks here at Pangeo Subsea truly appreciate that and have taken that to heart. So today it's a great pleasure to be here. This is a really exciting partnership that we're announcing, and really it's through the support and vision of the Ocean Supercluster and together with the other 5 Canadian superclusters that are truly putting Canada on the map from coast to coast to coast. We are especially appreciative of the hard work that the entire OSC team has demonstrated for this project. We are proud to join the some 55 other OSC projects, truly a great show of Canadian collaboration and talent that will leverage Canada to become a global leader in innovation. Pangeo is excited. We're excited to get this GeoScan project underway, as we have the clients in the US, Europe, and now Taiwan that want this wide area scanning capability to de-risk the installations of their larger and growing wind farm installations. When we first thought about this project and who our potential partners would be, we looked across Canada for the best in class. And while we had to go all the way out to the West Coast, to BC, we're really pleased to be reunited with Cellular Robotics for their underwater robotics expertise, and naturally came much closer to home here for the Marine Institute to support our testing. Pangeo has come to this facility. We're no strangers to the Marine Institute. They've been great collaborators with Pangeo for many, many years. And we were here in our early days back in 2009 when we first did our offshore trials for our acoustic core. I'm truly excited to see what comes next with this incredible phase 2 of the Marine Institute Harbor, and look forward to using it in our upcoming developments. We are fortunate to have such amazing technology, research, and development resources here in Newfoundland and Labrador. And all that capacity, coupled with our people, make this province one of the best places to grow an ocean technology company. We have access to the best pool of students coming out from our ocean-related programs at the Memorial University, at the Marine Institute, at the College of North Atlantic. And these students support the growth of PanGeo, not just here in Newfoundland and Labrador, but worldwide. Whether it be offshore Taiwan, confirming the depth of burial of an interconnector cable on an offshore wind farm to protect an anchor drag and fishing. In Dutch-German waters, imaging bombs dropped during World War II to allow safe installation of their inter-array and export cables. To the deep Norwegian fjords, finding the remains of Viking ships that were lost some 1,000 years ago during what some historians believe to be the greatest naval battle in Norwegian history. Our people were there, launching our technology, acquiring and processing our data, and most importantly, delivering solutions to our clients. PanGeo has been recognized as an industry leader in 3D volumetric imaging technology for subseabed interrogation. We strive to provide a technology solution to clients that is unique to industry. But that's just not enough for us. That's not enough for our people in PanGeo. We are constantly improving and refining our deliverables, and we pride ourselves in staying that 2 steps ahead of that technology curve. It's that innovation, it's that innovative approach to technology development that led us to this GeoScan project. Our clients are driving us to develop a wider area 3D scan to de-risk their offshore installations. And those same clients want better efficiencies and ways to support GHG emissions. And PanGeo will guarantee to deliver all of this and more with this GeoScan project. I'm also very excited today as it is PanGeo's first of many accomplishments as a member of Kraken Robotics. This recent acquisition, just announced last week, has brought 2 incredibly talented teams, 2 of Canada's most innovative companies together to create an ocean tech powerhouse of global recognition. Thank you again to the Government of Canada, to you, Minister, our partners, Cellular, and to the Marine Institute, and to the Supercluster. We are excited to have you all back here again this time next year to show off our GeoScan outcomes. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to my colleague, our OSC project in the West Coast, a longtime friend, Eric Jackson, President of Cellular Robotics, bringing virtual remarks from British Columbia.
Hi, greetings from Canada's West Coast. I'm Eric Jackson, President and Founder of Cellular Robotics, located in the Vancouver area. I'm delighted to be part of the PanGeo-led GeoScan Ocean Supercluster project. Cellular and PanGeo have collaborated on projects over many years. Working together as partners, Cellular and PanGeo will deliver a unique technology application for international markets. We're excited to be bringing Cellular's extensive underwater robotics expertise to the GeoScan project. Our Ocean Supercluster supported collaboration will provide capacity building opportunities for Cellular and PanGeo, as well as for other Canadian ocean industries. In the true spirit of the Ocean Supercluster, our coast-to-coast GeoScan project collaboration truly exemplifies what cross-Canada ocean industry partnerships can be. As an ocean nation, Canada can build out international capacity one supercluster project at a time. Thank you very much to Innovation, Science and Economic Development Canada for this very exciting opportunity.
Thank you, maybe. I think he's over that way. And PanGeo certainly looks forward to this new collaboration with Cellular and the Marine Institute. I'd now like to welcome our other GeoScan partner representative from the Marine Institute, Paul Brett, to the podium. Paul has recently been appointed to the Associate Vice President of Research and Strategic Partnership. That's a great title, Paul. How fitting for PanGeo and our GeoScan project that we have Paul here with us today.
Thanks, Moya. And now the test. Is the font big enough for me to see, or will I have to put on my aging glasses. I can read it. So I'm going to say, wow. It's been a long time coming. I want to thank Shelley in the back for trusting us. We have a long history with Glenn and myself and the work that we've done over the years, and Moya for seeing us as the true partner that we are. You're coming to a beautiful spot, something that we've invested quite a bit in the last number of years, and there's a vision of what it can be and what it will be. And I'll talk a little bit about geography, because I always say everything in the world is love and geography. If you can't explain it with love and geography, then it can't be explained. But geography, where we're located, east coast of Canada, we're in the center of the North Atlantic, the best place to launch exploration, the best place to launch science for the North Atlantic. If you look over your shoulders, we're pointing to the north, the Canadian North, the Arctic. So here's the place to launch all our exploration and science endeavors. As you can see, over my left shoulder, we are expanding. This new building, this time next year, will be a buzz of activity. The base has been a buzz of activity for the last 10 years, and we'll continue to grow it. I want to thank the Government of Canada, Minister O'Regan, and the Supercluster for supporting the blue economy and supporting the Marine Institute of Memorial University. One of the best kept secrets, Newfoundland and Labrador, we've been in the blue economy since the beginning of time. So now we'll just lead it from the East Coast of Canada. Newfoundland and Labrador offers a unique opportunity for industry and academia for collaboration. One of our powers as an organization, as an institute, is bring people together. And what better example of a project that fits perfectly within our vision is to bring coast to coast to coast together. British Columbia, Newfoundland, here at the Fisheries and Marine Institute of Memorial University. We have great people that bring us together. And I talked about some of those this morning on our drive out. A lot of our relationships are about people, and they're made through people. Our facilities will change, but our people will be the thing that ties us together, and those relationships to help us build forward. As you look around, the natural cold ocean lab that we have here in the town of Holyrood, and our partnership with Holyrood has been so important to our success. We like to say to the world, if you can make it work here in our cold ocean laboratory, it will work anywhere. Just that, our people can help you make that happen. The Pangeo-led Geoscan project, it's very exciting. It is science fiction. And Minister O'Regan, you just need to watch the alternate ending of Abyss. There is a happy ending. There's two cuts. Yeah. It makes us think about our ocean and what it does for us. But we are bringing coast to coast to coast together, positioning ourselves and our partners as leaders in ocean exploration and technology. Our team here at the Marine Institute of Memorial University are happy to support this project. It's about who we are. And we look forward to the future developments and future projects and working with our partners on the west coast of Canada as well. Subsea 3D interrogation. Some of the things that I dreamed of in my youth, in my earlier days when I did science, and now I'm an administrator, so now I just think about the things we can do. But doing that geography subsea, figuring out where things are. I welcome you back in about a year. August, this thing will be done. This noise will stop, but there will be new progress after that. Come back and see what we're doing here at the Holyrood Marine Base. I want to thank you again. I want to thank the Supercluster. I want to thank the Government of Canada, the town of Holyrood, and everybody for coming out today. Thanks so much.
Great. Thank you, Moya, Paul, and Eric, and to the entire project team. We are excited about this project that not only demonstrates the future of offshore data collection, but what we can achieve when we work together. On behalf of the Ocean Supercluster, I want to congratulate the project team. We can't wait to see your work unfold. In my role as CTO, I have the opportunity to see projects progress from ideation through to contracting, as well as delivery of outcomes. And so today's like today are pretty fun for me. And it's obviously been a little bit extra special today since, quite a bit more of in-personness that is happening. So I just want to say thank you to our special guests who are able to join us, and always to those of you as well on live stream. For guests and viewers, if you'd like to stay tuned and find out what's going on with other supercluster projects that are underway, I encourage you to listen to our bi-weekly podcast that's called A Deeper Dive. This podcast gives you a good look into ongoing OSC projects where you can hear directly from project teams and their progress to date, milestones achieved, and other opportunities that are spinning off of their work. You can listen to A Deeper Dive on Spotify, SoundCloud, the OSC website, as well as other streaming devices. We've also released our 4th episode of the Indigenous Career Pivot web series, also available on our website and the YouTube channel, where you can follow along the journey of mid-career Indigenous workers as they explore careers in oceans. There's lots of exciting activity happening as we continue to build Canada's National Ocean Cluster. Stay up to date by following us on social media or by visiting our website, where you can find information on membership at oceansupercluster.ca. Thank you again for joining us today. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of your summer.